Hi, how you doing? I hope you're fine. Okay, now today's class, I decided to record this video because today I have an appointment with with a client. So um, I decided because I don't want you to lose classes, and also I have all these my 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 planning is I had to issue this class during this week. So because I didn't want it to, to lose this class, so I decided to record it. So that way we won't lose any class. All right. So let's begin today's class. Welcome everyone. Now after we finish this class, I'm gonna tell you how I'm going to keep track of your attendance and make sure that you have watched this video. All right, so let's begin today's class. Share the screen. Okay, now let's begin and let me show you what I got for today. Okay, so usually, during the first part, I want you to give some information that is about to improve your English. Okay, so let's begin with that segment here in the class. All right.
Muchas personas a través de mensajes me han dicho que han visto varios de mis videos donde expreso que he logrado aprender inglés por mi propia cuenta. Y me dicen que sería muy interesante hacer un video en donde brinde algunos consejos que los puedan ayudar a mejorar su nivel. Entonces en esta ocasión considero pertinente brindar información útil para todas estas personas que ya llevan algún tiempo estudiando inglés o que lo están empezando a aprender. Para empezar, déjenme aclarar que no he vivido en un país de habla inglesa, el colegio donde realicé mi bachillerato no era bilingüe y la universidad en donde culminé mi carrera universitaria tenía poca exigencia en cuanto a la adquisición de un segundo idioma. Por tal razón puedo decir que lo que he aprendido hasta ahora ha sido en su mayoría de manera autodidacta. Así que si yo he podido hacerlo, tú también lo puedes hacer. Con todos los medios tecnológicos que tenemos en la actualidad, es posible aprender por tu propia cuenta. Ahora sí, sin más preámbulos, comencemos. El primer consejo, y el más importante de todos a mi juicio, es tener el compromiso suficiente para estudiar. Esto es lo que definitivamente te dará los mejores resultados. Si hay un compromiso serio de dedicar al menos 1 hora diaria, tu nivel en 1 o 2 años será notablemente superior. La idea aquí es no sacar excusas. Si realmente quieres aprender, debes estar dispuesto a poner de tu parte. El compromiso es un componente fundamental cuando quieres lograr un objetivo. Para obtener la motivación necesaria, visualízate 2 o 3 años después. Imagínate cuántas puertas se te pueden abrir con el dominio de una segunda lengua. De pronto puedes obtener un mejor empleo, viajar, tener información que no está disponible en tu idioma nativo. Las ventajas son muchas, solo será cuestión de establecer una meta clara y realizar todas las acciones necesarias para que lo puedas cumplir. Ahora miremos algunas estrategias que puedes emplear para que el aprendizaje del idioma sea lo más eficiente posible. Primero, es importante entender la diferencia entre aprender y adquirir un idioma. Aprenderlo significa estudiarlo a través de las reglas gramaticales. Esto incluye la construcción de oraciones, los tiempos verbales, el vocabulario. Esta es la forma más común con la cual se nos enseña en la escuela, pero teniendo en cuenta mi propia experiencia, puedo decir que no es la más efectiva. Cuando estaba empezando a aprender, me dediqué a estudiar cuidadosamente la gramática. Logré mejorar bastante en este aspecto. Incluso creía que podía tener una conversación fluida con una persona. Pero al entrar a trabajar en un call center bilingüe, tuve muchas dificultades para entender incluso las frases más simples. Esto sucedía porque estaba aprendiendo el idioma, pero no lo estaba adquiriendo. Adquirir un idioma significa entender de manera natural y expresar tus ideas sin necesidad de pensar en cada palabra que vas a decir. La idea a tener en cuenta aquí es que puedes aprender mucho más eficientemente si diseñas algunas actividades que promuevan la adquisición del idioma. Veamos algunas de las que han funcionado para mí y que también podrían ser útiles para que las apliques. La primera de ellas y una de las más importantes en mi aprendizaje fue escuchar audios, más especialmente podcasts. En el internet puedes encontrar una gran variedad de archivos de audio diseñados específicamente para estudiantes que están aprendiendo el idioma. Lo bueno de este tipo de audios es que incluyen temas interesantes, lo cual hace que el aprendizaje no se torne monótono. Además, también existe la posibilidad de descargarlos en tu celular y los puedes escuchar en cualquier momento. De pronto piensas que tu nivel es muy básico y te va a ser muy difícil entender, pero realmente no importa en qué nivel te encuentres. Puedes encontrar podcasts desde el nivel más básico hasta el nivel más avanzado. Incluso hay algunos que tienen script disponibles, lo cual te permite ir siguiendo la lectura mientras escuchas. Lo bueno de este tipo de aprendizaje es que tienes la posibilidad de escuchar a las personas nativas, lo cual hace que vayas identificando el sonido y la pronunciación de las palabras. Esto va aumentando tu capacidad de comprensión del lenguaje hablado. Es de anotar también que lo ideal sería que escucharas un mismo podcast 2 o 3 veces, para de esta manera interiorizar mejor los conceptos. Otra actividad que puedes empezar a implementar es la lectura. La lectura, al igual que la escucha, te permite adquirir de una manera inconsciente el idioma. Trata de leer textos de tu interés. Debes asegurarte de que dichos textos tengan un gran porcentaje de palabras conocidas, ya que si el texto es muy complejo, no vas a entender el significado de las nuevas palabras. También puedes intentar leer un libro que ya hayas leído en tu idioma nativo. Si puedes leerlo mientras escuchas el respectivo audiolibro, mucho mejor. En lo personal, procuro leer en inglés la mayoría de los libros que se encuentran resumidos en mi canal. Esta actividad es muy útil para mejorar las habilidades con el idioma. Una tercera actividad que puedes hacer es ver videos y programas de televisión en inglés con sus respectivos títulos en inglés. Pero es importante anotar que lo más conveniente es procurar que veas varios videos relacionados con el mismo tema. De esta manera tendrás la posibilidad de escuchar palabras en más de una ocasión y podrás adquirir más fácilmente nuevo vocabulario. Esto también aplica con la lectura. La idea aquí es que escojas un tema de tu interés y profundices lo suficiente en el mismo, ya que cuando lees de temas variados no vas a encontrar con tanta frecuencia las mismas palabras y el aprendizaje se va a hacer un poco.
Okay, so that means that in order for you to increase your knowledge of English in your area, then you need to look up to try to find videos that are related to your field, tourism, hotel, different type of tourism, especially the one that you want to specialize. I don't know in what specific field you want to specialize, because there are different type of tourism, and what is the one that you are going to focus. I know you are going to focus on how to administrate hotel, but also you need to know something about in a specific area where the tourism is, you are going to work in that field. Okay, so try to find podcasts, videos that are related to a specific topic in hospitality. I don't know, management, employees management in a hotel, things like that. All right.
Poco más complejo. Una cuarta actividad que puedes implementar es hablar en inglés con una persona que también esté interesada en aprender el idioma. Para ello, puedes buscar dentro de tu ciudad grupos que compartan tus mismos intereses. En ocasiones, también se organizan conversatorios gratuitos en los cuales puedes participar. Si en el lugar donde vives te queda muy difícil encontrar personas de esta manera, en internet existen algunas páginas donde puedes contactar gente de todo el mundo y con la cual puedes empezar a practicar. Por último, es importante mejorar la pronunciación. Escuchar muchos audios por medio de las actividades anteriormente propuestas puede ayudar sustancialmente en este aspecto, pero puedes complementar por medio de otras actividades. Personalmente acostumbro a leer textos en inglés en voz alta. Es una actividad que empecé a hacer hace aproximadamente 8 meses. Al principio puede resultar un poco incómodo, pero entre más practiques más te acostumbrarás. Otra actividad que podría mejorar tu pronunciación es tomar audios cortos e imitarlos. Si te puedes grabar y comparar tu grabación con el audio original, sería mejor, ya que de esta manera puedes mirar dónde están tus errores e irlos corrigiendo gradualmente. De esta manera concluyo este video, espero que las recomendaciones brindadas aquí sean útiles y hagan su proceso de aprendizaje un poco más efectivo. Si te ha gustado este video, por favor regálame un me gusta, deja tu comentario, compártelo con alguien a quien creas que le puede ser útil esta información.
Okay, very interesting what he said. He said also about record yourself, repeating a specific text in English, and then as I told you before, you can use your cell phone and record yourself reading that text, and then try to compare with an original one, and then try to improve it or focus on a specific word that you it's difficult for you to maybe to pronounce. All right, so let's watch the second video. Over here it says learn English, 3 easy ways to get better speaking English. Let's see what he got for us.
The prosperity plan. It's empty. Why? Well, hi, James from Ingvid. I have a book and it says prosperity plan. I know you're here to learn English. This is a book full of secrets on how to make millions of dollars. Empty. That's because when people tell you there's a secret, there's not really a secret. There's a method behind something and you may not know it, so to you it's a secret. But, you know, just like that book, there are no secrets. The only one is hard work. Let's look at the 3 methods I have for you today in order to learn English, okay? Call them the secrets you need to know because most people don't know them. Because the funny thing is, although they're not secret, I said it again, they are not methods that are usually taught in ESL books. The Kaizen method, the process method, and the writing method are actually books I read on something completely different. But what I found was they were very, very handy for learning English. Personally, I'm trying to learn Spanish, and when I applied these different methods, I found my learning going faster and faster, and I actually enjoyed it. So I call them secret for you because I'm quite sure that your teachers haven't sat down and go, today we're going to learn the Kaizen method of English. Then we'll do the process method, and then we'll do the writing method. No, because they're actually 3 different books. All right? So I'm just going to give you a part of each book, and if I come across it again, I'll give you another lesson on it, all right? But these are 3 things I liked out of these books. All right, let's start with the first one, the process method. I know, and it's in red, and I start here why. Most of the times people are learning a language. They want to, and this is what the process method is about. People start with product. Product. What is a product? A product is something you can touch or hold. This marker is a product. But this isn't how the marker started. I'm sorry. Okay, the marker started a little differently. I mean, that's an alcohol base that I'm sniffing. When I go, there's alcohol, there's liquid in here. This is plastic, came from oil. So when I'm telling you all these things, you're going, why are you telling me? Well, things start in a certain way, but they end up like this. In fact, you can think of the process method versus product being a tree and being a seed. And a seed, you know, little thing you put in the ground and it grows into a tree. Well, when you have a seed, the seed has no idea that it's going to be a tree and a big tree, how long it will take. But humans are funny. They want to start a language and they think right away, I'm going to learn English. And then they sit down, they open the book. They open the book. I'm going to learn English. I'm learning English. I'm learning English. And then they get upset 1 hour later. I don't know any English. I don't speak English. Well, it's like being a human. You start as a baby, you grow to an adult. When we talk about the process method, what you want to do is don't think about you want to speak English. Yes, I know that's why you're watching this video and why you're studying. Think more about what you're doing while you're studying English. And this is called the process. Go into the step, concentrate on what you're doing. You'll find a couple of things happen. Sometimes you'll say English is hard or it's boring. If you do this method, you'll actually stop finding it hard or boring and you'll enjoy it because you'll be working on something specific, mastering that, and then you're going to start noticing that the final product, English, is coming to you and it will come faster than you think. Why? Well, if you're thinking, oh, I don't understand this English, you're focusing really on you don't understand English or you don't know English. You're not focusing on what you're doing. If you take a breath and go, okay, I'm just watching this video of this crazy guy who speaks very quickly on English, And just now he told me to take a breath. Oh, okay, I understand. And you're ahead. That's the process method. Take time to actually go back when you're thinking about it's hard, it's difficult, or boring, and say to yourself, what am I doing now? And then look at that. Each time you do that, you get further in the process and you'll end up with a product before you know it. Okay? Sounds simple, but try it. You can even do this on a date. That's another story. Okay, so we do this. We got the process method. That's the overall one we talk about. Because once you understand that, we're going to go to the Kaizen method. The Kaizen method is one step beyond. Well, not really. The Kaizen method, what they're saying is, here's you, and you have to take just one more step. Most people, when they're learning something, they want to learn something, some vocabulary. Then they go into lexical chunks. Lexical chunks is just a fancy term for words that go together. 3, 4, 5 words that usually are said together in English. But you just need to learn one word. In the Kaizen method, they would say you just need to know one letter. They would say start with A and know that it can be ah, or T and it could be T. Because if you cannot pronounce those things properly, how can you say the word properly? This doesn't occur to most people. They want to learn all the English. That's the problem. Remember the product? We go back to here, right? Well, to get in this process, an easier way to do it is the Kaizen method. Pick one subject, pick one thing, break it down to the smallest unit you can do and focus on just that. Okay? Then you take the next step and then the next one. My favorite story from the Kaizen method is a person who wanted to work out and they said, working out is so hard, it's so difficult. So what the trainer said was simple. They said, you know what? Tomorrow morning, don't work out. The customer was like, why? Are you crazy? He said, no, don't. Just stand up for 30 seconds. That's it. And the client was, well, anybody could do that. He said, yeah, that's your first step. Eventually, they built up until they were doing a 30-minute workout and they were enjoying it because they took steps that were so easy that it didn't stop them. The reason why I explain this method, is generally, if something is too difficult, we get what's called a stress reaction. Stress is when you're afraid and your body doesn't work as efficiently or effectively. So it makes things harder. By doing the Kaizen method, you relax and your brain can do its best work. We call it optimal work, which means it works in its best way. Optimize or optimal means the best, okay? And that's what you can do with the Kaizen method. Slow yourself down so you can work your best, okay? Now you're looking here, we have the Kaizen method with the process method. You're going, you know what? This doesn't sound so hard. I'm like, no. Learning is natural for all humans. Just is. It's how we learn. And that's why these are secret methods, because people don't just tell these to you. You go to school to learn things, not methods, okay? And here's the third one. This one, sorry, it's a little bit more active, but I've made it so easy for you. Just breathe. Don't worry about the product. You got to do some work. Remember I said the only secret is work, which nobody wants to do. This one's a bit of fun, okay? Because I often tell students, when you get really, really good with English, what will happen is there's 2 steps. You'll know you're getting better. The first step is this. You're going to wake up in the morning and go, and I'll go, what? You go, I had a dream and it was in English. Either you'll be speaking English or everybody around you speaks English and you'll understand it. This is the beginning of your brain's process saying, okay, these words are the same. Spanish, English, German English, Hindi English, Russian English, same. The, all the same, whatever. Da, ya, niet, no, same. And your brain's just saying they're equivalent or equal. You're dreaming because it's processing that information. See, process, back to that word. The second thing people notice is they'll be speaking in their native language and English will just come out of their mouth. And they won't even think about saying it, it just comes. And you go, how did that happen? Well, your brain is now saying this word is equivalent to this word, right? See? Oh, sorry, I did it there. I meant to say yes, but I said sí. I'm studying Spanish. So now my brain sometimes thinks Spanish, English, same, because I practice it a lot. But I'm going to give you a method now which is a bit more active. It's going to be fun because you can do it for your dreams. You have dreams, you know, dormir, sleeping. Wake up in the morning, oh, I had this movie in my head last night. What I want you to do is get up, immediately go downstairs, get up 20 minutes early, 10 minutes early, 5 minutes. Kaizen, right? 1 minute early. Write out your dream in English. Huh? Well, think about it. If it's a dream or a thoughts that you have in your head and you're writing in English, it will need adjectives, it will need verbs, it will need adverbs, it'll need direct objects, all these things from grammar points, and you'll write it out. You still won't be fully awake, but this is what I call your baseline English. This means this is where your English really is. Not on your good days or your bad days, but your baseline. So what will happen is later on you come back to it and I want you to correct it, okay? Because when you correct that English, you're going to see the mistakes you're making and the things you have to learn. Isn't that great? I mean, come on, it costs you nothing. You just get out of bed, come back 5 hours later, man, this is crazy. Where's the verb here? Where's the noun? What was I thinking? Change, you gotta change this, you gotta do this. And you're working on something. It also works because it has an emotional quality. This is your work about your life, about your dreams, things you care about, things you want to learn, and things you're doing. Cool, huh? Little bit active, all three work. I'm telling you they work, and they're fun. I mean, geez, do this, watch these videos, life's good for you. Life's not good for somebody, and he's a little bit upset. You know who it is? It's Mr. E, and he's drinking again. He's been drinking a lot lately. I'm worried about this guy. I didn't include him in the video. I told him their methods. He doesn't need to be here, but he's like, he's got to be here for everything. Okay, you're here, you're here. And for the fans, not my fans. I don't have fans. I have students. He has fans. There's like 1 million of you guys who always ask, where is Mr. E? So I got to put him up every day. Anyway, just a quick synopsis. And a synopsis is to bring everything together. Synthesis, right? Put it together. And to give you a quick overview, the 3 methods we're looking at is let's look at process, not product. Don't worry about I must learn English. Just think about, what am I doing in the moment? Second thing, make that moment simple. Kaizen method. Make it the simplest step you can do to get to the goal you want to. The steps will come quickly. And finally, put it all together. Wake up in the morning, 1 minute, 2 minutes, write it out and see how it goes. The methods work, okay? I use them for learning Spanish. Here's where I want you to go when you're done, so you can see Mr. E and I again at www.ing, as in English, vid, as in video.com. And if you want to get to see my latest videos, subscribe. Don't forget, push the subscribe button and I'll pop up every time you come. Well, I and this guy, all right?
Okay, over here, this guy tried to suggest you this a different kind of method in order to learn the language. Anyway, those are natural way to learn a language, and as you see, he applied it by learning Spanish. That's why in a moment he spoke some Spanish. But anyway, my job here is offer you different type of strategies in order for you to pick up the one, because I am not the one who's going to force you to select the one that I think that is going to work for you. So my job is here is just to offer you different types. So you are the one who's going to find out and see, okay, this one is that should work and I could apply it in my case. Okay, so that's the purpose of this few minutes, no, more than a few minutes, like 25 minutes to focus on this, on how to improve your English. Now, this is the last one over here. It says three tips for sounding like native speakers. Okay, so this guy is going to give us some tips in order how to read, how to pronounce a different type of words or phrases or sentences. So in that way we'll be sounding close to a native language. Okay, so he's gonna give us some how they match, how they merge in a sentence, how they pronounce the different words. It's not like we read word by word by word. No, he's gonna give us some tips in order to just match the first word with the second, and then the fourth with the third with the fourth, and so on. Okay, so in that way, that's the way the North American or people who speak English speaks. Okay, so let's listen to it.
Hi again, welcome back to ingvid.com. I'm Adam. Today I'm going to help you sound a little bit more like a native speaker, hopefully. Students ask me all the time, how can I sound like a native speaker? Well, before I say anything, let me just tell you that it will take time and a lot of practice. The best way is to live in an English-speaking country, of course, but of course you can do it anywhere. But it takes time, be patient, practice, practice, practice. So we're looking at pronunciation. Let me start with this word, pronunciation, not pronunciation. It is not a pronoun. A pronoun is I, me, my, mine. Pronunciation is how we speak English. So I'm going to give you 3 tips that will help you sound a little bit more like a native speaker. We're going to start with connecting words. Now think about your own language. Whether you're speaking Spanish or Polish or Chinese, you do this in your language as well. When you're speaking fast, you're taking words and you're squeezing them together, you're connecting them. So one word flows into the next word. That's what we're going to do here. You can connect consonants to consonants. What this means, when a word ends in a consonant is B, C, D, F, G, etc. A vowel is A, E, I, O, U. When a word ends in a consonant and the next word begins with the same consonant, drop the first one. So for example, we do not say black coffee. We don't say k. There's only one K. Black coffee. Black coffee. Okay? Practice that. Now, T and D, these are 2 different consonants, but according to the tongue and the mouth, they almost sound the same. So we do the same thing. What do you do? What do you do? But again, another thing you have to keep in mind is when we say it fast, we also don't really say E. We say like a sort of like a small, we don't say, oh, sorry. We say sort of a small E. What do you do? Practice that. What do you do? Strange, huh?
Yeah.
No T. What do you do? What do you do? That's how a native speaker would say it naturally. Now, another thing is when a word ends in a consonant and the next word begins in a vowel, make sure you roll it in, right? Roll the consonant into the vowel and separate the syllable before. A syllable is the vowel sounds in a word, okay? So nobody, like native speakers, don't say not at all. Oh no, not at all. We don't say it like that. We say, oh, not at all, not at all, not at all, right? The T, so this becomes na, ta, tall. Na, ta, tall, not at all. Okay? Say it quickly, blend the letters one into the next, but again, practice it. Now, for those of you who are going to be taking a test, an English test that involves listening, IELTS, TOEFL, TOEIC, if you're in Canada, you're maybe doing a CELPIP test, okay? This is going to help you on the listening section as well. This is one of the things they're testing. Somebody on the recording will say, not at all. And you need to cut, not at all. You need to understand the separate words. That's part of the test. So practice speaking it, practice listening to it. Another thing we do is we squeeze some words, okay? Certain words, we don't say all the syllables. We don't even say all the letters. I've heard many students say comfortable, comfortable. But native speakers, we don't say this part. We don't say the or. We say comfortable. And notice the last sound is like a small, tiny little I.
Comfortable.
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 Comfortable. Okay? We don't pronounce the or. Comfortable. No, don't do that.
No.
Another word like that? Interesting.
Interesting.
Find out what the syllables are. So sorry, my mistake. Interesting. If you want to emphasize something, we have a word called enunciate. When someone wants to emphasize a word, then they enunciate each syllable. They say each syllable separately. Oh, that is very interesting, right? Because I want you to understand that the word is interesting. But in everyday speech, interesting. Interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting. I have 4 syllables. When I actually say it naturally, it becomes 3 syllables, and the T and the R become like a CH. But we'll talk about that next. Another word, every.
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 No, every.
I don't say every. I don't say this letter E. Every. Everyone. Everything. Every. Okay? Last, squeeze letters. Now, this is particularly true for a few letters. When we have TR together usually sounds like CHR. So we don't say country. We say country. Country. Like a tree that grows, but even a tree is
country.
Tree. Okay?
Country.
If you go out with your friends, you go out for a treat.
A treat.
Okay? Another one is DR. DR also doesn't really sound like DR. We don't say 100. Okay, it's too difficult for the tongue to make the quick switch. So this sounds like JR, 100. 100. Now, this goes with the first idea when you're connecting words, but when you're connecting words and you have a D and a Y together, it becomes like a J sound. Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you do it? Did you do what I asked? Did you? Okay, so we say it like that. Very quick, very mixed, and you have to practice these because it's just more a habit than anything else. Native speakers, we don't think about doing these things. It just rolls off the tongue just like that, okay? But also, make sure you do a lot of listening. Listen to TV sitcoms, listen to the radio, lots of things on the internet. TED.com, for example, you can hear native speakers all the time. And what you can do is you can try to do dictation and try to listen and cut the words you hear into the actual separate words that they are. Listen to individual words and try to find their syllables, okay? But again, it's just practice, practice, practice. And of course, at ingvid.com, if you go to the search box at the top of the site, we have a few more, we have quite a few more pronunciation lessons. You can go there and become a more natural speaker of English, okay? Thank you for joining me today. Please go to the YouTube channel, my channel on YouTube, subscribe, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.
Okie dokie. So with this conclude this part of the video. Now let me give you just one of this video. We have 3 videos that talks about your area. Okay, now this one talks about how to handle complaints. I think last week we were talking about that, but anyway, I think the ones that I found.
Hey, I'm Joey, and I'm one of the 30 AI voices from Speechless.
It sounds interesting, so I saw it. It sounds it was interesting when I was watching. So I just wanted to show it to you. This it talks about hospitality and tourism. Like, remember that it says the guy that it's better if you try to get involved or listen to well, this one talks about hospitality. That's not the one that I was referring to. Let me open the other one. I think it's the second one. Talks about complaints, things like that, how to handle it. So he said that you need, that's why he said that it's good if you try to read or listen conversations or something that is according to your field, so that way you pick up new words, that how to handle guest complaints. Okay, that's the one. This is the one, okay, that I wanted to show you. So let's rewind it. Okay, now let's play it.
Good morning. How are you guys? So today I'm going to talk to you about a topic where I think it's going to be helpful for you. It's basically how to handle complaining guests, complaining customers. Throughout in your career, there will be a time and day where you will have to deal with complainers. There are some people that are here just to complain. Sometimes I feel like they were put on earth just to come and just complain about everything. So how difficult is it when it comes to you being an employee, dealing with a difficult customer, and knowing the fact that you don't want to disappoint this customer because customers are always right, and we don't want to cause any problems, because the moment a customer that leaves your company disappointed, they can go ahead and go online and put a bad review about your company and talk to their peers, and word of mouth marketing till this day is still the strongest direct impact, because that person can go and tell his friends, and his friends will tell their friends, and there's a certain amount of impact that can happen to word of mouth marketing. So negative word of mouth can spread like cancer. So to avoid doing that, you as an employee need to be trained. You as an employee need to know how to deal with customers that complain, with guests that complain. And I come from the rooms background in the hotels, the rooms section, the rooms department. So front office was my background, where I used to always be. And it's funny, sometimes in the hotel, regardless of where the guest is, he could be outside in the pool or in the spa, and if something happens there, he will just be like, I'm going to go to complain, and he goes to the front desk and he yells at the front desk as if it was us that did the problem. They should sometimes change the word front desk to complaints, because for some reason that's the place where people like to go and to complain for all of their problems, whether it's related to the department or not. So I have come across many complaints throughout my career, and through practice and through techniques, I learned to find a way to overcome that and how to control the situation. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. So to start off, basically there's 4 simple steps. And they might not be simple, but there's 4 steps that you need to follow when it comes to a complainer. The first and foremost is when a guest comes to you and starts to, rant and just going through their own, problems, and they're just having their own issues. And the first thing you need to do is you need to listen.
Listen.
Listen carefully to what
Pay
the guest
attention.
is saying. Take the time, let
Yes.
it all out. Just take your moment and listen. Don't talk back. He wants to, or she wants to, express, and by doing that, the next step is so important. It's called acknowledgement. That's number 2. So if one is listening,
Yeah.
yes, okay, you need to be an active listener, not a passive listener. You need to really pay attention, and by actively listening, number 2 comes acknowledgement. What does acknowledgement mean? It means giving the indication that the person that's delivering information, you as the receiver, can understand and can acknowledge. Simple nodding the head, signs of agreement, signs of understanding. Show them some sign of acknowledgement. This is so important because it makes them feel like you're with them, right? I see, I understand, I understand, okay. So that's number 2, acknowledge. Number 3, when it comes to a complainer, it's so important to repeat. Repeat. What I mean is, once the guest is done complaining and they're done their whole expressing and they're letting it all out and you've acknowledged, you have to rephrase back exactly what the person said in your words. So
Now, do you think the front desk agent or people here in Panama, when they face this type of situation, they reply or they react like the way this expert says? No way, unfortunately. It's so easy just to watch a video in YouTube, but and then just apply it.
So you're telling me you're disappointed because you saw a hair on your plate, or you're upset because I understand your frustrations. It's because the check-in process is taking too long. Oh, I understand, miss. I understand, sir. What am I doing here is I'm giving a confirmation to the guest that what you're complaining about, I heard you. What you're complaining about, I acknowledge. And what you're complaining about, I'm going to repeat it back to you to confirm that I understand what you're saying. There's nothing better than a way to communicate and making sure two people understand what they're talking about. So by doing that, it gives a sign of relief to this person. But now, the fourth part, the hardest part.
Solution.
We call that the solution. This part right here is
So
the
what we're
part where
gonna
you
do with
have
the
to,
problem?
by that time, by that stage, after listening, acknowledging, and repeating, at this stage, you have to provide some kind of recovery, some kind of solution. By doing that is you tell them, here's what I'm going to do for you. Here's what I can do for you. I like to normally do it as a scene, right? So I guess would complain about, let's say, the check-in process is taking too long. So he lets it all out on me. I acknowledge, I listened, I acknowledged, and then I rephrased. Sometimes I like to take the guest out of the scene by walking him away from where he is and say, I understand, why don't you come this way? And then I sit them down and then I tell him, here's what I'm going to do for you. And I tell him, I'm going to go back to the system, I'm going to check right now and see if there's any other rooms that I can work on, and I will contact housekeeping. Here's a complimentary drink for the time being. Here, I need to do something back to let this guest feel I'm with you, and I'm going to provide some kind of special attention. This is called follow-up. This is a solution. Now, not every solution is going to be, appreciated by the guest. So you have to find something until you make sure that this guest that's frowning is smiling. So you have to be and you have to be a little bit firm too. Listen, this is the situation. This is what I'm going to do. Here you go. It's not take it or leave it, but hoping that he would or she would appreciate this attention. So these 4 stages has helped me a lot by listening, acknowledging, repeating, listening, acknowledging, repeating, and providing a solution, a follow-up, has helped me a lot into doing this. Now, I will tell you one thing. Sometimes you don't have the empowerment to consider the 4th part, which is a solution. You'll have to check with your supervisor. You'll have to check with your manager that can allow complimentaries or that can allow discounts. But you must do something to make sure that this guest doesn't walk out disappointed. That's the worst thing you should do.
Okay, very interesting. All what he said over here. Unfortunately, here in Panama, I have not seen people that
Stop trying to build muscle.
that
Just
act like
stop.
that.
The
Why?
age,
That's
trying
the problem that Panamanian has here. If you go to another places, if you go to Mexico, if you go to Colombia, the treat, the way they treat you is huge. Is a big difference. It's big difference. So over here, there's another case, and let's see how she solved this problem in front desk.
Good morning, sir. Can I help you?
Good morning. I'm sorry, but I've got a bit of a problem. The remote control in my room doesn't work, so I have to walk over to the TV every time I want to change channels. I wonder if you could ask someone to fix it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'll get someone to look at it this morning.
Thank you. Oh, and I wonder if I could have some more towels, please. I dropped mine in the bath last night.
Of course. I'll ask room service to get you some more.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Where do I go for breakfast?
The restaurant is just along the corridor on your left.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can I help you?
I certainly hope so. I'm afraid I've got a complaint. I'm in room 102, and it's much too noisy. I'm right next to the lift, and I didn't get any sleep last night.
I'm very sorry to hear that, but I'm afraid there isn't another room available today.
The lift, he said, is besides right next to the lift. The lift is the elevator. Okay.
We're fully booked.
Right. Could I speak to the manager, please?
Just take a seat and I'll let him know you'd like to see him.
Thank you.
Excuse me, could you help me, please?
Hello, Mrs. Gibson. What's the problem?
I'm sorry, but I think there's something wrong with the shower. It isn't hot enough. Would you mind sending someone to look at it, please?
Of course, I'll send someone up straight away. It's room 303, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Thank you very much.
Not at all.
Oh, and we have to leave today, I'm afraid.
Oh, so you're not leaving tomorrow?
No, I'm sorry. I got the dates wrong. We have to get home by this evening. I'm really sorry.
Don't worry, it's not a problem, Mrs. Gibson. Checkout is at 12 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
So there is another room available today.
Yes, there is now. It's room 303. Do you want me to reserve it for you?
Yes, please.
OK. You can change rooms any time after 2 p.m.
Right. Thank you very much.
Good morning, the Station Hotel. Oh, yes, that's the rock band, isn't it? And they're just staying for one night? Yes, their rooms are reserved here this evening. They're in rooms 301, 302, 304 and 305. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, all right. Okay, so yes, close it. Okay, so with this video, we conclude the first part. All right, so now, just I want to let you know that I'm going to assign you some activities. Remember, today you are supposed to have 3 hours. 3 hours, but this video is gonna take only hour and something. Okay, so the other hour and a half, something like that, you're gonna do an activity. Okay, all right, you have to enter to this site over here. If you see, do you see what it says? Google Live Worksheet. Google Live Worksheet. Let me see if I can write it. Live worksheet. You have to enter .com. I think it's .com. Anyway, you in Google, just type and try to find this address. Live worksheet. SHEE. Sheet. It's a T. This is a T. Worksheet. Like this. Live worksheet. Okay. Try to look it up in your cell phone or after you watch this video. Just write it down. Live, de vida, live worksheet. De hoja de trabajo. Worksheet. Okay. .com. Just type it in Google and then you'll find it. Okay. Now that's the first instruction. Okay. The other I'm gonna let you know in a moment while I start explaining today's grammar section. Okay. Today we're gonna explain in English there are 5 types of pronouns. Okay. Now in this picture you see those 5 type of pronouns. So now I'm pretty sure you have seen it, you have studied, you are next maybe, but anyway, I have to go over this because remember all material that I've been teaching you is going to be part of your final exam. All right. Okay, dokie. So the first one is subject pronoun, and they call it subject pronoun because it goes at the beginning of a sentence. It's like a sujeto. Pronombre de sujeto, subject pronoun. Second one is object pronoun, es el pronombre del predicado. The object, subject is el sujeto, y object is el predicado. Subject and object, that's why. So, but the thing is that we tend to use these pronouns also at the end, but at the end you have to use this one. This represent I, but I represent me, but in the second part of the sentence, and usually goes after the verb, okay? For instance, I love Oh, no, I need to talk to you, for instance. Or she needs to talk to her, for instance. She needs to talk to her. Or she needs to talk to him, not talk to he, for instance, okay? Or we have to work with him. Ellos tienen que trabajar con él. We have to work, or they need to talk to him or to her or to us, con nosotros. Ellos tienen que hablar con nosotros. They need to talk to us in order to let them go to a party, for instance, okay? But we tend to use this one at the end also. For instance, I need to talk to him. Sorry, I need to talk to he, and it's not he. It's him, because it's in the second part of the sentence. It's not at the beginning, okay? Now, this is object pronoun, subject pronoun, object pronoun, that is me, you, him. I need to talk to him. I need to work with him or with her, or they need to work with us. And they, please work with us, please. Trabaja con nosotros. You need to talk with you, con ustedes. You remember this you is not the same as this you. This you is tú, this you is ustedes. And this one is they, them. I need to work with them. Necesito hablar con, trabajar con ellos. I need to work with them, not with they, with them. But why? Because it goes at the end of a sentence, okay? It doesn't go at the beginning. At the beginning, you only use subject pronoun. After the verb, then we use object pronouns, okay? So subject and object pronoun. And then comes possessive adjectives. Now, in this possessive adjective, I need a noun. Necesito un sujeto, un sustantivo, subject, in order to apply and use all of this. For instance, that cell phone that is, the cell phone that is on the, for instance, if I said, that cell phone, no, that is my cell phone, for instance. That is my cell phone. That is your cell phone, or that is your car, or that is my wife. Okay, my is the possessive adjective, and wife is the noun. It cannot work alone. It needs something to be connected with. Okay, my work, my house, my dog, your horse, your glass, your car, your pants, your clothing, his car, his keys, her car, his television, his computer, her computer. It's like, for instance, the dog. This bones belongs to its. No, this is its dog, its bones. O sea que le pertenece en este caso sería perrito. O sería un animal, pues. O de repente al gato. It's. Para animal o un carro, de repente puede ser carro. Our is our house. This is our family. This is our car, our university, our teacher, our session. Okay, this is our session. This is today's session, our session. Yours is the ustedes. Okay, this is yours. This is your business, okay? Este es el negocio de ustedes. And the last one is they, it's them, it's their. This is their business, or their cell phone, or their computers, or their computer room, el salón de computadoras de ellos, okay? So, when you said possessive adjective, then you need a noun. They cannot be stand on its own. Now, the next one, it can be mentioned on its own. Okay, mine. For instance, if I say this mask is mine, or this mask is yours, you see, I don't need another word, another noun to be they work together with this type of possessive pronoun. While in this one, they need something. My car, my pencil, my dog, your car, your pencil, their house, their pencil, their computer, computers, etc. This is mine, this is yours, this is his, this is his, this is his. It means que le pertenece a él. Okay, his. This is hers, le pertenece a ella. Ours, yours, and theirs. Su de ellos. Ellos, le pertenece a ellos. Okay. And this one I need a noun, and this one I don't need. It can stand on its own. Okay. Que puedes utilizarse solo, sin el noun que este sí necesita. Para que sea un adjetivo. Este es como un adjetivo que va modificando al noun. Okay. Y el último que es reflexive pronoun, que por lo menos todos terminan en self. Self, 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 hasta que vienen los plurales, que es selves, selves and selves. Myself, o sea, yo mismo, yourself, tú mismo, himself, él mismo, herself, ella misma, itself, ese mismo, ourselves, nosotros mismos, yourself, ellos mismos, and themselves, sorry, ustedes mismos y themselves, ellos mismos, okay? So this is a brief summary of how we use it. Now let's see some practices over here, some examples. So we, over here, we, you, and she is object pronoun, subject, subject was at the beginning, it's a subject pronoun. And then this is a verb, the verb, a verb, after the verb, you can use the object pronoun. For instance, we gave them. Okay, nosotros le dimos a ellos. You told Jerry. Okay, Jerry, you could replace it with Jerry is a he, so you gave him. Okay, so could be him. This one could be this one. You told him that his score was among the best. Está entre los mejores. Okay. All of these she and they are object pronoun. Now subject pronoun. Now object pronouns are those pronouns that receive the action in a sentence, and they are me, you, him, her, us, them, and who. We don't use this whom. Okay. Robert had a closer friends. Robert trusted him. Confiaba en él. But he didn't trust the people around him. People loved him and also loved them. Después del verbo viene him or them. All right, so those are some examples. Over here, there are some practices that you may use if you want to. Now, this is the link. Okay, this is the link, but I don't want you to do this. I mean, you can do it if you want, but I'm going to ask you to do others, okay? So don't do these ones, okay? Now you can practice. You only click over here and then you'll be able to use practices that are connected with object pronoun. Now the next one is possessive adjective. Remember possessive adjective, you need the noun. For instance, your purse. I think you forgot your purse. You cannot stand on its own. It needs this one. Purse, it's bone, su hueso, their boss, su bus, and his bad, so there's water. Okay. Over here, once again, some examples, some practices for you to do it if you want to. The next one is possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun is not like possessive adjective pronoun. It can stop on its own. Okay, possessive pronoun. Like it says over here, the house on the corner is ours. Okay, es de nosotros. La casa en la esquina es de nosotros. I think the chocolate cookies at the party were hers. O sea, que eran de ella, hers. Le pertenecían a ella. The next one, yours. The phone that is ringing is yours. Que está sonando es suyo. Yours. And the zebra stripe book bag is mine. Okay. That's the way you use it. Usually goes at the end. And then the last one is a reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronoun is a specific type of pronoun that is used for the object of a verb when it refers to the same noun, uno mismo, the same noun as the subject of that verb. Example, I was in a hurry, so I watched the car myself. you're going to have to drive yourself to school today. Why? Because I'm busy. I wanted to impress her. So he baked a cake himself. Así que él lo hizo él solito. Yourself, o tú solito. Jennifer does chores herself because, o sea, que hace lo hace de la casa ella misma, herself, because she doesn't trust others to do them right. Okay, so those are the examples. Now, over here, there are some videos. This one is a good one. Also, this one. They summarize 3 types of pronouns. But I want to show you this one. I think this one is complete, and over here they mention the 3 of them. And this guy is very dynamic. So let's watch this one.
Past, because it's never going to happen to you again after watching this video. So you better stay here with me.
Watch out for the hitman. Watch out.
Hola a todos, como siempre deseándoles lo mejor. Si alguna vez has tenido problemas con los pronombres en inglés, ya sean pronombres objeto, sujeto, posesivos, cualquiera de ellos, eso no te va a ocurrir más después de ver este video. Así que mejor es que te quedes aquí, hasta el final. Yes. Estas 5 columnas, míralas muy bien, te van a quedar muy claras a partir de este video. Y lo primero que tienes que tener en cuenta es que estos de acá, míralos bien, los personal pronouns, solamente puedes utilizar los pronombres personales cuando van conjugando un verbo. Si es necesario, apunta eso ya mismo parando el video. Los pronombres personales o pronombres sujeto, hacen de sujeto en la oración. Estos que están acá, los de la primera columna, siempre van conjugando un verbo o van acompañados de un auxiliar. Como I do, she does, she doesn't, we will, they will. I speak, I don't speak, I will speak, I am going to speak, I'm going to do it, I don't do it, I will do it, I would do it, etc. Y lo segundo a tener en cuenta es que estos de acá, los object pronouns o pronombres objeto, siempre van a ir solos, no conjugados con un verbo. Es decir, un error muy típico, si alguien dice, ¿aquí quién habla inglés? Y yo digo yo, dicen I, no se puede. Si digo I, tengo que utilizar el auxiliar. Debería decir I do. Yo lo hago. Yo hablo inglés. I do. Pero normalmente, si simplemente quiero decir yo, debo utilizar estos. Los object pronouns, que son los que se utilizan cuando no voy conjugando ningún verbo. Entonces alguien pregunta, ¿quién habla inglés acá? Who speaks English here? Yo digo me. No voy a decir I. Tercera cosa a tener en cuenta es que estos significan lo mismo. Si este significa yo, este va a significar yo. Si aquí quiero decir tú o usted, aquí también voy a decir tú o usted. Aquí es él, aquí también él. Aquí ella, aquí también es ella. Aquí es él para cosa o animal o lugar. Aquí también va a ser él. Aquí es nosotros, aquí es nosotros. Ustedes o vosotros, ustedes o vosotros. Ellos o ellas. Y esto es ellos o ellas. ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Que estos van conjugando un verbo, van acompañando un verbo y estos no, van solos o van después de una preposición, como por ejemplo with, about, of. Entonces conmigo, con yo, porque realmente esto lo que significa es yo. El migo, el sigo, tigo no existe en inglés. Entonces va a ser con yo, con tú, con ustedes, con ellos, con ellas. Entonces conmigo, with me, contigo, with you, con él, with him. No puedo decir con él, con este, porque no hay ningún verbo conjugado. Con ella, with her, para ella, for her, no para ella, for she, que es un error típico. Para nosotros, for us, con nosotros, with us, dinos a nosotros, tell us. Ahí no va conjugando un verbo, simplemente la acción del verbo tell va recayendo sobre este objeto. Tell us, dinos, pero tú. A nosotros. Paso entonces a explicarlo más fácilmente. Dile, le doy la orden a alguien que me diga a mí. Le digo, dime. Simplemente, tell me. Recuerda que en el imperativo o comando o en órdenes no necesito sujeto porque ya está implícito. Entonces dime, o sea, tú dime, que este tú va implícito, es tell me. Pero soy yo entonces el que te lo dice a ti o soy yo el que se lo digo a ustedes. Pues simplemente yo se lo digo a ustedes. I tell you. Yo se lo digo a él. I tell him. Yo se lo digo a ella. I tell her. Yo se lo digo a ellos. I tell them. Yo te digo, I tell you. Tú me dices, you tell me. Yo le digo a él, o yo le digo, simplemente I tell him, I tell her, I tell them. Estos pronombres objeto, aparte de significar yo, usted o tú, él, ella, él, nosotros, ustedes y ellos, también significan el equivalente al español de nosotros de me, dime, tráeme, háblame. Lo mismo, te o le. Yo te hablo, yo le hablo a usted, o yo te hablo a ti. I speak to you, o yo te digo, I tell you. Solamente que van al final, en inglés va a ser yo decir te, o yo decir usted. Yo te digo, yo decir usted. A lo indio, a lo Tarzán. Remember, a lo Tarzán. All the time, a lo Tarzán. Significa entonces me, le o te, le. Yo le digo, ¿a quién? A él. I tell him. Igual yo decirle a él. I tell him. Yo decirle a ella o yo le digo a ella. I tell her. Tú dinos a nosotros. Tell us. Yo le digo a ustedes o yo os digo a vosotros. I tell you. Y yo le digo a ellos o yo le digo a ellas. I tell them. Yo decirles. Tú decirles. Él decirle. Nosotros decirle. Eso es el inglés. Así es como tenemos que hablar. Recuerda practicar todos estos con diferentes verbos. Entonces ya no va a ser simplemente decir, sino traer. Bring. Yo te traigo. I bring you. Algo. I bring you something. Yo te digo algo. I tell you something. Te voy a decir algo. I am gonna tell you something. Le voy a decir algo a él. I'm gonna tell him something. Le voy a decir algo a ella. I'm gonna tell her something. No recuerde que esto significa something, sino que lo tengo abreviado. Llamar. Llámame. Call me. Llámalo. Call him. Llámala. Call her. Llámalos o llámalas. Call them. Yo te llamo. I call you. Yo lo llamo a él o yo le llamo. I call him. Yo le llamo a ella o yo la llamo a ella. I call her. Yo los llamo a ellos. I call them. Practica con muchos verbos. Siempre va a ser lo mismo. La estructura no va a cambiar. Y recuerda también, estas van después de preposiciones. Como por ejemplo, about, of, for, to. Pensando en ti, thinking about you or thinking of you. Esto es para ti, this is for you. Eso es para mí, that is for me. Eso es para él, that is for him. Eso es para ella, that is for her. Díselo a ellos, say, díselo, it, say to them. Entonces, para aplicar eso, vamos a ver estas frases. Aquí hay unos errores que son exageradamente típicos, cada rato los encuentra uno, y es precisamente por no tener claro el uso de los pronombres personales, personal pronouns, y los pronombres objeto, object pronouns. Veamos en esta primera parte si tenemos en cuenta lo que dije acá acerca de que estos pronombres van conjugando un verbo. I work, tengo el pronombre y tengo el verbo, es decir, que esta parte está bien. Yo trabajo con ella, eso es lo que en teoría debería decir ahí, yo trabajo con ella. Ella no lleva ningún verbo, no va conjugado, va después de preposición, no puede ir acá. Es obligatorio entonces poner el pronombre objeto. ¿Y cuál es ella en pronombre objeto? Her. I work with her. Veamos acá. Ella trabaja. ¿Podría ser her works? No, porque este her es para cuando no lleva conjugación. She works. Bien, llevamos el verbo. Está la S conjugando la tercera persona del singular. She works con yo. Eso sería lo que estaría diciendo acá. Así es como se habla en inglés. Entonces ella trabaja conmigo, con yo. Debe ser el pronombre objeto with me. Porque no va verbo conjugado después. Esta. Yo y ella, así sería en español, eso es lo que debería decir ahí, yo y ella. ¿Hay verbo acá? Nope, debe ir entonces me. ¿Hay verbo acá? No, debe ir entonces her, me and her. ¿Quiénes van a ir? Yo y ella, me and her, aunque en español sería más ella y yo, her and me. En inglés no son tan cuidadosos con eso, es muy común escuchar decir, my friend and I somos ingenieros, my friend and I are engineers, pero también se puede decir me and my friend are engineers, empezando por me, que no se hace en español, porque en español suelen corregir cuando alguien dice yo y ella, como el burro por delante, o sea, tienes que decir ella y yo. Possessive adjectives, adjetivos posesivos. My, your, his, her, it's, our, your, their. Lo que tienes que tener presente es que estos que están aquí con rojo tienen que ir obligatoriamente acompañando un sustantivo. Perro, gato, mi casa, tu libro, el teléfono de él, el teléfono de ella, nuestra casa, la casa de ustedes. Todos tienen que ir con un sustantivo después. Por ejemplo, si alguien dice, ¿de quién es ese libro? Yo no puedo decir mi. ¿Ok? Y el significado en español es simplemente mi, mis. En español digo, mi casa, mis casas. En inglés, simplemente my house, si es una, y my houses, si son dos o más. Aquí entonces va a ser mi, mis. Exactamente lo mismo. Igual para el resto. Entonces, tu casa, your house, tus casas, your houses. La casa de él o su casa, his house, las casas de él, his houses. Para ella, su casa de ella, her house. Sus casas de ella, her houses. Exactamente lo mismo con el resto. Entonces, si quiero decir, por ejemplo, nuestras casas, nuestras, jamás voy a decir eso.
Okay, let's stop right there. Now, continue with the activity that you have to do. Remember, I told you you need to go to live worksheet. Go to Google. Go to Google. And then type live worksheet.com. Okay, so when you open that, you're gonna see a place where you can look up that's a web page where you can find different type of grammar, different type of topic in grammar. So go to the place where you can look up different topic and then write. First one, write the first topic that was, and it's over here, is the first one is let's see if you can see it. So you open, go to Google and then live worksheet, and then open it, and then you find the 3 topics that we are working today. Okay, the first one was what's this? Oh yeah, sorry, now I can read it. The first one is subject pronoun. That is over here. Let me show you over here. So you have to type in this section where you can search topics, then write subject pronoun. That is the first topic that we discuss here. And then do the first, they're gonna give, when you type subject pronoun and then you click enter, then it's going to open another web page where you're going to find a series of a different topic. Let me take you there like this.
Esto,
Nunca. Let me take you there like this sound says. Okay, this, open this. So over here, live worksheet, enter, and then you find something like this, generate a feature, any of those worksheet, then you click over there, and then you're gonna type over here, let me move this over here in this buscador over here, then you're gonna type, the first one was subject pronoun, okay, and then click enter, and then you're gonna do over here, let me see, let's do this one over here. So, and over here subject and object pronoun. Let's do the one that talks only subject pronoun over here. It says subject pronoun, so let's do this one. Even though it looks like kids. But anyway, over here there's another one, so you select the one that you like, but it has to be over here, any of these. Okay, now the next one that you're going to look up is subject object pronoun. I'm sorry, pronoun and pronoun. Then click enter, and then you're gonna see others over here. Subject, and then over here they mixed it. Even though it's object pronoun, then they mixed it. Object pronoun over here. This one is object pronoun. Okay, select any of these and then you just do it. Click, let's see this one. and then just do it, okay? Then you over here, then you take your sister. So the command over here is object pronoun is her. Take your sister is her, then over here has to be her. Her. For the male is it. So at the end of it, when you finish this, you go over here and then you click and then you see the result. And then I want you to send me this grade, okay? Take a snapshot or what do you call screenshot? Sorry, a screenshot, and then you have to send it to this WhatsApp. This is mine, okay? 68241804. Okay, you have to do it with all the pronouns that we are going to study, and these are now with the first one, subject pronoun, you have to do only one. With the object pronoun, then you have to do two activities that you have to tell me. You have to do it and send it to me. Take a snapshot, screenshot, and then with the possessive adjective, you have to do two. You have to do two with object pronoun and possessive adjective. That is the third one. That is where is my finger? Where is my over here? This one. Over here says two, and this one says, you see? Okay, the second, this one says, this one only one, you select one. Over here says select two, and this one select two, and the other one, possessive pronoun, only select one, and the last one, reflexive pronoun, only select one. So it means that you have to send me by seven activities. Okay, remember this is 3 hours class. Okay, so that's why you're gonna have time. That and the video only lasts an hour and 20 or 50 minutes, something like that. All right. So okay, that's your assignment, guys. You need to send me that. Now that's going to represent a specific amount of points that I'm going to add it to your previous activities. Okay, so try to send it. And also I'm gonna take this activity as a what do you call that, attendance list. Okay, so the person who didn't send these activities, it means that they didn't watch during the hour that it was supposed to watch, because it's from 8 or 7:50 until 10:30. Okay, so that's the period that you have to send me this information. If you send it after 10:30, then so sorry, guys. Okay, I won't give you those extra points. Okay, so you know already. So let's continue watching the video. All right, so you know how I'm gonna work. That's the idea, is that you have to watch this video, okay? And then you need to do the activity that I am assigning you tonight, okay? Because I won't be here with you, all right? So.
Nuestras, no. Simplemente así, our houses. Y si es una, pues our house. Very simple. Mi celular nuevo. My new cell phone. My new cell phone. Mi nuevo celular o mi celular nuevo. Y mis nuevos celulares o mis celulares nuevos. My new cell phones. Very easy. Recuerda, haz lo mismo con todas las demás personas, porque esta regla que aplica para la primera aplica también para todas las demás. Es exactamente lo mismo. Si esto significaba yo o me, dime, tráeme, y esto significa mío, mis, pues esto significa mío. Por eso es un pronombre posesivo, possessive pronoun. No necesito de nada más. Con él prácticamente ya tengo una oración completa. Si alguien me pregunta, ¿de quién es este libro? Digo, mine. Pero si me preguntan, ¿de quién son estos libros? Pues no hay pero, es lo mismo. Mine, míos. Si my tenía dos significados en español, mine equivale a 4. ¿Por qué digo, ¿de quién es este cuaderno? ¿Cómo se dice, de hecho, de quién es este cuaderno? pues en inglés tengo que preguntar cuyo cuaderno, notebook, cuyo cuaderno es este. Whose notebook is this? Y si es de quién es ese cuaderno, el que está allá, de quién es ese cuaderno, pues simplemente whose notebook is that? Y si quiero decir de quién es el cuaderno, pues simplemente whose notebook is it? Y ya pues los plurales sería para this, these. ¿De quién son estos cuadernos? Y cambia acá. ¿De quién son esos cuadernos? Y para el it, pues, ¿cuál es el plural de it? They. Digo, whose notebooks are these. Whose notebooks are those. Whose notebooks are they. O en singular, whose notebook is this. Whose notebook is that. Whose notebook is it. Entonces la respuesta, ¿de quién es este cuaderno? Mío. Jamás voy a decir my. No. Es mine. Y si son dos, ¿de quién son estos cuadernos? Pues también míos. Mine. ¿De quién son estas sillas? Whose chairs are these? Lo mismo. Mine. Recuerda. Y si es una sola silla, whose chair is this? Pues también mine. 4 palabras que necesito en español, una sola que necesito en inglés. English is piece of cake. Remember, English is the easiest thing to learn in the world. Recuerda que el inglés es la cosa más fácil de aprender en el mundo. It's extremely, incredibly, ridiculously easy. Yes, it is. Igual entonces recuerda que no importa si estoy preguntando por un cuaderno, o por un celular, o por un computador, no importa si es singular o plural, la respuesta siempre va a ser una sola, la que está acá. ¿De quién es el cuaderno? Pues es de él. It's his. Es de ella. It's hers. Si son de ella, pues they are, ellos son hers. They are hers. Bueno, para las cosas no se supone que las cosas poseen algo. Nosotros, es nuestro, it's ours. Si es uno, it's ours. Si son dos, they are ours. Es vuestro, es de ustedes, it's yours. Es de ellos, it's theirs. Entonces comparemos significados en español. Mis, mío, mía, míos, mías. Estos acompañados de un sustantivo y estos no necesitan nada después ni antes. Aunque simplemente diga mine, ya es una frase completa. Estoy diciendo ellos son míos o eso es mío. Cuidado con decir de pronto mines. Nunca van a decir mines. Your significa tú o su. Recuerda, este es el tú sin tilde, porque este es el tú con tilde. Para nosotros en español, el pronombre personal va con tilde. En español, el adjetivo posesivo, tu carro, tu casa, tu hermano, va sin tilde. Eso es lo que los diferencia. Entonces, tú o su, tu carro, tu casa, y los suyos o los tuyos, o el tuyo o la tuya. Su de él y el suyo o el de él. Su de ella y el suyo o la suya de ella. Nuestro, nuestra, los nuestros, las nuestras, o el de nosotros, los de nosotros, la de nosotros, las de nosotros. Your, igual que arriba, su o vuestro, y los vuestros, las vuestras, el vuestro, la vuestra, their, su o sus, de ellos, y theirs, los suyos, las suyas, el suyo, la suya, los de ellos, los de ellas. Recuerda, suyos o suyas, pero hablando de ellos. Entonces, ¿de quién son los libros? Theirs, de ellos. ¿O cuáles libros leíste? Los de ellos, theirs. Siguiente columna, pues simplemente mí mismo, tú mismo, él mismo, ella misma, eso mismo, nosotros mismos, ustedes mismos y ellos mismos. Son los pronombres reflexivos, reflexive pronouns, usados para actividades cuya acción recaen en uno mismo, en la misma persona que los realiza. Por ejemplo, me golpeo, me miro, me hablo. I talk to myself. I look at myself. Habla contigo mismo. Talk to yourself. Él habla con él mismo. He talks to himself. Ella habla con ella misma. She talks to herself. Ella se golpeó. She hit herself. Ella se quemó. She burned herself. Y esta frase que les voy a mostrar a continuación y la vamos a hacer con todo esto, les recomiendo que la repitan ustedes con todas las personas. Se las voy a dar con las 2 primeras y ustedes hacen el resto. Entonces, empecemos con I como pronombre personal. Yo tengo un carro. I have a car. I have a car. Ahora hacemos esta. El carro es para mí. El carro es para mí. It's for me. The car is for me. Ahora con esta, es mi carro. Es mi carro. It's my car. El carro es mío. El carro es mío. Lo compré yo mismo. Lo compré. I bought. El pasado de buy. I bought. Yo compré lo. En inglés recuerda que esa es la estructura. Yo compré lo. I bought it. Myself. Como tarea es lo mismo con el resto. Ojalá me escriban algunas frases acá en los comentarios. Y en el próximo video haré la corrección de cómo quedaría esta misma frase.
Okay, so that's why I told you this was a very important video where it talks about the 5 different pronouns in English. Remember, you have to look it up in the website that I told you, and then you have to send me. Remember, you have to do only one for personal pronoun or subject pronouns, 2 exercise of object pronoun, 2 of possessive adjective 2, and 1 for possessive pronouns and 1 for reflexive pronouns. Okay, the only one you have to do 2 is object pronoun and possessive adjectives. Okay, these two. The other one only one and one. You just select the one that you like. Remember, from the web page that I told you, and then you have to send it to the email that is I just show you to you inside the video. So that's why you need to watch the whole video to see where is it. All right, guys. So for me, it was a pleasure to be here with you, even though I couldn't be here. But anyway, I just wanted to do not make you lose this very valuable day that is Friday. It's Friday, remember, Friday. So try to complete this activity as quickly as you can, and then you'll have the rest of the night. Okay, have a wonderful night, wonderful weekend. God bless you, and then I'll see you next week. Remember, tonight or maybe tomorrow or tomorrow, I'm gonna send you the assignment for next week. And also remember, starting next month, I'm gonna start I'm gonna stop doing this one about the writing activities. I'm gonna ask you to send me videos like the one that I asked you. Remember the first time I asked you to send me a video? So okay, it's gonna, when we're gonna use the same Gmail. All right, so I'm gonna ask you a question, and then you have to answer for a minute and talk about it. It has to be something about the field that you're going to study. Okay, so don't worry. The thing is that I need to make you practice the English that you got. Okay, if you got a good English, it's gonna be easy. If you don't, then you have to force yourself. That's the idea of this subject here at the University of Panama. Okay, have a wonderful night, and then I'll see you. Remember, tonight or maybe tomorrow early, you'll see your assignment. That is the last written assignment. Bye bye. Take care. See you.